Wide shot.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this back off.
Boom.
Yes, again. Hi, Jack.
Hey, I saw that, buddy. What you got there, bucko? You want to pull it back out and share with the stream? Wouldn't happen to be this thing right here, would it? Cause that's a shock collar remote. Interesting. And wait just a second, what's this? Your own podcast co-host just exposed you too?
No, there's no shock. Like, the electric prongs are taken out of it.
But here's my thing, right?
Like, it's only a vibrate. Like, there's a setting for vibrate and there's a setting for shock.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So there's only the, like, since the prongs are in it only vibrates.
Wait, but that's not what Hasan said. If we go back and look at episode 8, there's a clip of Hasan clearly saying that he has the vibration-only collar.
I do think that there are people out there who saw the clip and were like, this looks so bad. And they got completely fucking duped by the framing of it. I do not have a shock collar for Kaya, as I said yesterday, but it doesn't matter. People don't give a shit. Clips that people have been showing are either the AirTag or the vibration collar that she has, which I use when she is free roaming.
Like, there's a setting for vibrate and there's a setting for shock.
That's a fact.
What's going on here? Could it be that Hasan is lying? No, it can't be that. It must be some other explanation. As an avid Hasan fan, we all know that he's incapable of lying. He's simply too perfect to tell anything but the truth at any given time. Also, as a Hasan fan, we know that he's incapable of defecating because of how hard he works. He just simply burns off the food intake by streaming 4 hours per day. No, this controversy doesn't make any sense. This is clearly a planned takedown, obviously orchestrated by Israel and conservatives somehow, just like my idol Hasan says it is. There's no other explanation. We all know Hasan's such a great dog owner. This has to be some sort of misunderstanding. He doesn't mind if Kaya gets up and walks around. He doesn't even want her to be on that little square. She just does it by choice, right?
And also, one of the parts of this training is also supposed to put her, like, we're using the elevated bed, as you guys can see. And one of the things with the elevated bed is that she has a leash on right now on the elevated bed, so she can't, like, really get off of it. So she now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end.
Okay, well, he is training her to stay on that little square for hours and hours on end, like he just said, but I mean, it's not like his story has changed at all. He's been consistent with his explanations and excuses this entire time.
So this is all of his excuses so far, in this order. First, he said the paw got stuck.
Yeah.
Then he said he was reaching for his zins. Then he said she wasn't wearing a collar. Then he says it's a vibration collar. Then he made the argument that electric collars are actually okay, even if I was using one. Then he says the dog is spoiled. He said it's Israeli propaganda. And finally, where we're at now is that it's the gate. It was the gate. So we have explored a total of 8 possible excuses. We're looking for more. We're trying them out. We're seeing how they feel, how they fit.
Yeah, so as Ethan just mentioned there, Hasan's been saying that it was actually the gate button that he went to press, and when he presses it, Kaya was, like, alerted to the presence of somebody else coming to the house, so that's why she, like, reacts like that. And I don't even know if his fans are buying that one, because, I mean, like, come on, let's be real. What? Like what Ethan said there, it really does feel like he's throwing anything at the wall just to see what sticks, if anyone will believe any of his bullshit. But it doesn't really seem like anyone's buying it right now, especially with what Cutie Cinderella just said in that clip at the beginning of the video.
Like, there's a setting for vibrate and there's a setting for shock.
That's a fact.
And also, Pokimane and Lily Pichu, who are 2 really big streamers on Twitch, were supposed to have Hasan as a guest on their podcast, I guess. And some crazy stuff went down, apparently. They're saying that, like, some staffer of theirs refused to post the episode and then put out this statement, which basically says that they don't feel comfortable posting the episode with Hasan right now because of all the drama. And they apparently did it without the approval of Pokimane and Lily. So there's, like, a whole other layer of stuff going on now. A lot of people are speculating that Pokimane and Lily Lily are actually behind this statement, but once they started getting backlash from Hasan's community, they tried to retract it by throwing this unnamed staffer under the bus who may or may not actually even exist. That's what the rumors are right now, at least. But honestly, it's probably not a bad idea to at least delay posting this episode, because all the comments, if you post it now, are just going to be obviously about this whole collargate situation, and it'll probably get bombarded with dislikes. And it's probably not the best look for Pokimane and Lily either, just to be sitting with this guy who's going through this huge controversy right now. So in my opinion, not a bad idea to delay or even cancel this episode. But obviously when that announcement came out, I'm sure the Hasan army took it upon themselves to go full attack mode, just like they did to poor Jellywig. They left with his spine and never gave it back.
You should call Hasan and apologize. Why is Hasan mad? What did I do? What did I do? Because I'm a mogul male? I feel like everything I said was fine. Am I crazy? He's mad about the Dubai trip? Farmed for views? Oh, well, I mean, shit, if that's the deal, I'll just fucking pull him out of the thumbnail, and then I feel like it doesn't really matter much, right?
I don't think I've ever seen a grown man this terrified of another grown man who has a public picture of him in a bathtub. Come on, Jelly Boy, I know your species is spineless, but this is just ridiculous. So yeah, it seems like they might have gotten to Pokimane too, but I can't blame her, these people seem... But yeah, it really seems like Hasan is putting a lot of his friends into a tough situation here, where they either have to lie for him or go against him and his army of rabid fans. What an unfortunate situation. I'm so glad I'm not one of those. And thank God I'm not a Hasan fan, because these people look so stupid right now, fighting tooth and nail to defend this guy who's so obviously lying. And the more evidence that comes out, they just have to try to cope somehow. And his story's changed 8 different times. Like, how deluded do you have to be to call yourself a Hasan fan in 2025? But who knows, they might be vindicated, because Hasan's dog sitter Caroline Kwan just came out saying that Hasan is innocent and he didn't use a shock collar.
I know it probably doesn't matter to you because you're going to believe what you want to believe and from the sources you want to believe it from. And that's why, like, doesn't matter what I or anyone else says, but it's not a shock collar. I've seen that collar. I've used that collar before. I've babysat that dog. But again, it doesn't matter. I also said too, you know, I think it was something Hasan didn't realize in the moment, that it was going to end up being a shitstorm like this. When it happened and people were mentioning in chat, he just did not address it because he, as I said, didn't think this was going to be the result. But I mean, I also, like, I have texts between myself and Boy, who was watching Kaya after I watched Kaya, where I was like, oh, this is the collar. You don't have, you know, she doesn't even wear it most of the time. It's when she's in the house. She has really good recall, like her training, et cetera, et cetera. But it does not matter, because it just, as I said, people just dig their heels in even more. It's frustrating.
I know she probably didn't mean it this way, but she keeps saying it's not a shock collar, but it doesn't matter. She repeats it doesn't matter probably like 4 or 5 times in this clip, which I actually agree with. I still think that it was a shock collar. I mean, this is like his streamer friend who's also his dog sitter. You kind of got to take her word with a grain of salt here, especially since this is the first time I'm seeing that she said anything about it. But also it doesn't matter, just because there's so many other clips of Hasan getting angry and forcing his dog to stay in one spot. Like, that's not what you do if you're a good dog owner. Your dog isn't like some prop for your background. It's a living thing that you have to love. And it just seems like Hasan doesn't understand that concept. The thing that's more important to him is having control over his dog and presenting this image of perfection to his audience. Like, I genuinely cannot think of one single example of a time when Hasan admitted he was wrong and apologized. Alright, this has been a pretty heavy 2-parter, so I think it's only right that we end with a laugh. No better way to milk some laughs than checking in on our old buddy iDubbbz. Or I guess he goes by White Hasan now. I think he just feels like he's tarnished the whole iDubbbz brand completely, so he's just abandoned it.
White Hasan's crazy, Lamau. Oh yeah. White Hasan plays with his dogs, unlike the other one. On stream, no less. White Hasan doesn't think world politics are more important than his dog's own joy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Someone tell this guy he looks like a fucking lunatic. That gold tooth is not doing him any favors either. You're telling me if you see this guy at night walking toward you downtown on the sidewalk, you're not gonna be panicking? Because I sure am. And look at his fucking hair. It's like soaking wet with grease. And his skin's all shiny. Like, dude, take a shower. Alright guys, that's it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. You might as well go ahead and click the subscribe button at this point, because I'll be posting another video like this next Thursday. Until then, I'll be streaming daily over on Twitch, Kick, and right here on YouTube. So stop by, say what's up. We got some fun characters that hang out in chat, like Risky, Zayurem, someone. But that's a pretty deep cut. You gotta come to the chat to figure out who those people are. But if I don't see you there, it's all good. No hard feelings. I'll see you right back here next week with a brand new video. Peace.